Don't chase perfection. This is something that I've struggled a lot when I started this channel. I basically wanted to make my first video, which is about anime depression or something. I couldn't stop chasing perfection. The video took me 2 months to make. I remember I had a tear in my eye. And I was anxious and depressed because I've just spent 2 weeks of my whole attention editing the same video. And so I searched this topic on how to actually stop chasing perfection and finishing that damn project that I hated working on it. But when I searched for videos on that topic, no one was making a decent video to help you stop chasing perfection. The best thing that I've seen is that cringy clip of Gary Vee that got asked about perfection and he said, "Oh, perfection. I hate perfection. Perfection is the worst thing." And Tim Ferriss was telling you to do the 20% that's gonna give you the 80%. And that one guy who's making a documentary about perfection and he's telling you to stop chasing perfection on your projects. How are you helping me? I know that perfection is bad and I need to stop chasing it. Show me how to do it. I have a tear in my eye and I'm anxious and depressed because I've just spent a month making this video and I can't stop chasing perfection. And you're making a documentary about it. And I watched those videos. But I still chased perfection. I still was anxious because I spent another month working on that video. It's like those cringy passive income videos. You watch them and you're still broke. And so I'm making this video to give you a no bullshit way to actually help you stop chasing perfection and teach you from one of the biggest mistakes that I've done. So give me your attention if you actually want to cure this problem. You could play it at 2x speed if you want, but don't skip through it like a Jeffrey because the points I will mention will lay with each other. So first let's talk about why are you chasing perfection in the first place? If there is one thing that made you chase perfection on every single project, it's the education system. But Azer, what does school have to do with this? Literally, if there is one thing that's making you unproductive and it's ruining your self-improvement journey, it's gotta be the education system. You've been literally programmed to not do the work by yourself. You've been always told to do the work by those cringy teachers. And now you can't do it alone without having that accountability, bro. And so you will end up broke. Cause doing the work by yourself is one of the most important skills you will have as an entrepreneur. And same thing with perfection. They are programming you so you can chase perfection on every single project that you do. And so you spend 2 months making it and end up making no progress in the first place. Tim Ferriss mentioned this in a video, as I remember. He said that you've been brainwashed by the education system to put a lot of effort on something. And when you feel that you made too much effort on something, felt brain dead or spent 2 months making it, only then you got the motivation to finish that project. Only then you want to actually press the upload button. Even though you might have spent 2 hours making some unessential stuff like adding color to your text or something. And transitions, bro. Don't forget the transitions. And now I think of it, we kinda got this perfectionist bias, as Tim Ferriss says it, from exams, essays, presentations, or any work that you do by yourself in home, right? Those fat teachers brainwashed you into making a lot of effort on the work that you do by yourself. Let me give you an example. Oh, it's the exam, bro. Don't forget to write clearly and have an extra paper next to you so you can write the extra stuff that you're planning to do in your exam. And don't forget to check your grammar mistakes and stress out about every single question and read the text 3 times and then go read the questions 2 other times and then write the answer on the extra paper that you have next to you and then rewrite it on the actual paper so you can get a better grade. And don't forget to memorize your presentations that you're gonna tell after graduating. Now that might work in the education system, but I will tell you for sure, it ain't working outside the matrix, bro. Chasing perfection is the one thing that will slow your progress when trying to be an entrepreneur. Because when I sat down to script my first video about anime depression or something, I spent 3 weeks scripting it. 3 weeks. I'll write a script, and after I've done the first script, I'll go and edit that script and try to make the script flow better or something, and then go delete it and write another script. It's like I'm making a book or something, even though I'm just making my first video script, which would probably get no views because it's the first time that I'm gonna talk to the camera. And I kept chasing perfection just because that fat teacher told me that you should check your essay before giving me the paper, bro. You should check it 3 times and check if the grammar is incorrect or not. Shut up! And honestly, bro, I'm still struggling with this. When I record a video or script a video, and I technically finish it, right? But I still have some mental power. I still could talk for like another 10 minutes or something. But I finished that video, that don't have enough time to record another video. So what I would do, after I gonna done the outro, I would go back and mention some other points that I've already mentioned in that video. Just because I thought, I didn't talk about them well. And trust me, every time I go do that, I go delete that last part where I just kept repeating myself because of this school system bullshit. And so you get the point, I just hate this thing. I'll talk later on how to recover from that perfectionist bias that school gave you. And the second reason of why you want to chase perfection is the feeling that you could do better. And this is one of the worst scenarios that you could be in. It's worse than being brainwashed by the education system because you have the knowledge, you have the skills to actually perfect that project and make it as good as possible. But it's still your first video. You're still new to doing your work, but you just have some past experience. And this is one of the worst places that you could be in. Let me tell you my 2 stories. Back to January 2021, and I've just uploaded my first video on my last anime channel. And that video was like a cringy top 10 anime tier list. And it just took me 3 days to make. It wasn't a huge thing for like your first video, because most people will spend a lot of time in their first video because they are trying to figure out their framework and system and talk to the camera and everything. And it wasn't that much of work. Scripting it probably took an hour and 30 minutes. And then I set it up the mic and did the voiceovers, which probably took me like an hour or something. And the rest of it was just me trying to figure out how to use the editing software, cutting the clips and enhancing the audio. I still chase some perfection here and there, right? Because of the education system. I colorized every text I used and I tried to make it look cool, bro. But it wasn't a hyper edited video with a music track on every single second of it and an image that pops up every 2 seconds, because I gotta keep the viewer engaged, bro. Don't forget to keep the viewer engaged or you will not get views. And finishing the video, rendering it, fixing it, rendering it, fixing it 4 times before I actually upload it. I wasn't doing that, and I wasn't repeating every single sentence 5 times when I was doing that voiceover, even though I had shittier English skills at that time. Because in my mind I thought it was good enough, bro. Even though it was cringe as hell and the edits were so bad, but I still thought it was pretty damn good. Because I was cringe by myself at that time. I'm making a top 10 anime tier list, bro. Of course I'm gonna be cringe. And I was already watching those cringy anime YouTubers who's making the same thing as I am. Top 10 romance animes that you should watch in summer 2022. And when it came to editing, I said it's good enough. I can't do any better than this, because that's all I knew about editing. Cutting the clips and adding text and transitions and maybe a music track under it. And same thing with scripting, bro. I had bad social skills, and as I said, I was cringe by myself, so I just went like this. Oh, this anime, the characters are good, the story is good. Oh, this other anime, the characters are good, the story is good. And don't forget the story, bro. The story is good. And I just kept going through all the video, right? So I literally struggled to script those videos because I had nothing to say. So that's almost the best I could do. A few cringy lines of voiceovers. That's it. That's good enough. So of course the video wouldn't take me that long to make. But now, when I go to make my first self-improvement video, who do you think I was watching? Hamza's videos, Tim Ferriss videos, Andrew Huberman podcast, Alex Homsey videos, all these knowledgeable people that are making some life-changing videos. And I was watching those thumbnail nerds who are showing you every single technique to get a higher click-through rate. And those YouTube nerds that are giving me the exact formula to scripting your video. And those editors that telling you to show what you're talking about. Don't forget to show what you're talking about every second so you can keep the viewers engaged, bro. I even read a book about YouTube and thumbnails and engagement rates. A whole book. Back at that time, I will not even watch an educational video on how to be a YouTuber. And so what do you think went in my mind when I wanted to make my first video? I said I'm gonna perfect this and make this video blow up? Or I would just change the setup real quick. I don't know what to call this new setup, but we will just call it the share for now. And so first, when I got to script my video, besides that I was chasing perfection and making the grammar clear, bro, because I was brainwashed by the shitty education system. And besides that, since I was watching Hamza, Andrew Huberman podcast, Tim Ferriss, and those knowledgeable people, I was reading books about influencing and everything. And so when I got to make that video, I obviously wanted to make a knowledgeable, influential video. And so I tried to use every single influence skill that I've learned and try to make those cringy complicated graphs so they can memorize it more, and it's like I'm making a book or something. And trust me, bro, I had to make that graph hundreds of times, bro. Every morning when I was scripting that video, I would wake up and draw that graph every single morning and keep adjusting it so I can get to a better graph and a better conclusion. And at the end, it wasn't even informative, bro. It was just useless, and I ended up not even using 80% of it. I just wasted all that mental power making some squares, bro. And I've already thought of every single belief they might have throughout the video, and I would try to break it. And as I said, I already read books about storytelling, and I watched those YouTube nerds that give you the exact formula of scripting a video and making it. And don't forget to make the video hook, bro, and arouse emotion, bro. Don't forget to arouse emotion in people so they can stick to watching your video and you could influence them more. But I was using those techniques in a so cringy way that I guarantee you almost no one, even millions of people, would click on that video. Almost no one would get influenced from that video. And when I got to record the video, I kept repeating my sentences 5 to 6 times just because I watched Hamza's video about charisma, where he said to talk louder and slower and repeat your sentences if you want, so you can look as much charismatic as possible to people. Now that's good and everything, but since I had bad social skills, which is one of the vital things of being an influencer, all those techniques that I've learned were useless because I was acting cringe and awkward by myself. And so when I tried to look charismatic, I was straight up talking like a ChatGPT AI, bro. I would look at the script like this and say, and the next factor of why you're depressed, it's your environment. That will get close to the mic like that, bro. That's why you should level up your social skills with trying to be an influencer. We will talk about that later on. And after scripting that video, I got to the bigger battle, which is in the editing program. Oh man. And as I said, I was already an anime YouTuber. I progressed to making anime memes, those hyper edited AMVs that you see everywhere on the internet. And so my editing skills were decent compared to that last time. And besides that, since I was on self-improvement and everything, I kept watching those editor podcasts, those YouTube retention nerds that will show you every single thing that you should do in your video so you can get a better retention. So when I got to make that video, I said I need to get a good retention on that video. And I'm gonna perfect the edits that I'm gonna do. And I will perfect these sounds and add color correction, bro. Don't forget to add color correction to your videos, because people care if you're brown or white. And when it got to the thumbnail and title, I had a whole page where I brainstormed like video titles so I can make a clickbaity video. And then when I made the thumbnail, opened that same book that told me to make that whole page where you brainstorm your video titles, bro. Don't forget to brainstorm your video titles. And I looked through the types of thumbnail that you probably should make. And I picked one of them and I made it. And then I finally uploaded that video. Maybe added some tags here and there or something. And surprise, surprise, I've just spent 2 months making that video. And it still got 0 views and no retention. Anyways, so how can we cure this perfectionism? And the first point I'm gonna talk about is to embrace volume and ignore quality. If you uploaded a video every single day for 2 months, you will get a better video at the end of the first month than you did by spending 2 months making your first video. There's a story which is like really famous. You probably heard it, right? I'll just remind you of it. There's two groups of photographers. The first group was told to get as much pictures as possible throughout a month, or I don't remember the specific period. And the second group was told to spend that whole month searching for that perfect picture and give it to them. And so after that month, they got together and that group showed that perfect picture they spent months on, and the other showed their hundreds of pictures, and the picture of like number 60 or something was better than the picture that the other group kept perfecting for months. And I've already knew this from Ali Abdo. He said that you should upload as much videos as possible when starting your YouTube channel, because your first 40 videos are probably gonna be so shit and no one will watch them, and you will probably just make them for yourself. But by the time you're gonna improve by 1%, and at video number 100, you will probably get a decent video that most people will stick to, because you've developed the skill of making a good video. Now this is some of a good advice, right? This is what I'm basically telling you to do. But when I watched this, I still kept chasing perfection, bro, because I said, I've already got the YouTube experience that I've already improved to a certain level of quality. I should be able to get a decent quality video, which is totally dumb. Making anime memes and talking to a camera like this is a night and day difference. And so to get out of this chasing quality thing that school brainwash you to, or you might already have experience and everything, to get out of that state, we're gonna use the 24 hours rule. If you're gonna work on your first project, or one of the first projects that you had, set the goal to finish it or upload it in 24 hours. Literally tell every one of your friends that you're gonna upload that video 24 hours from now. Dude, DM me. I'll link my Discord server below. Click on my profile, DM me your goal, and I'll keep you accountable on it. Unless this video doesn't blow up or something, because if it will, I'll probably take out that link. So you get the point. Keep everyone accountable on that 24-hour goal. And if you're stuck in a project and still chasing perfection like I was, you're gonna do the same thing. Set the goal to finish that single project in 24 hours. Even though you just hyper-edited the first 10 minutes of the video, don't hyper-edit the rest, just finish it in 24 hours. I don't care. And you could DM me too. Your villager brain will try to generate a dumb thought right now and say, oh, but I've already done all that hard work and I'm close to finishing the project. Shut up. Even if you finish it, it's gonna be shit. It's gonna get no views. So you'd rather finish it tomorrow than 2 weeks later or something. You have 24 hours to finish your project. But I still have to edit these sounds. Shut up. I've made this mistake twice and I wasted months of my life. Don't ever chase perfection when you're starting something new. DM me if you want. That'll keep you accountable on it. And after you finish that project, you're gonna implement what I'm gonna say next in your next project. And so let's get to the second point. Focus on the vital things when you do your work. The 20-80 rule is a good example for this. You gotta focus on the 20% that's giving you the 80% of the results when trying to do your work, so you can stop chasing perfection. And when I look back at my story, I violated this rule. As I said when I made my first video, I didn't focus on mic and camera quality, bro. And so you know for a fact that the videos were unwatchable. We know this for a fact, like if a YouTuber has a 144p camera and a mic that's breaking your ears every minute, you're not gonna be watching him, right? Even if he's giving you some decent advice and he's making great content. And on top of that, I had bad social skills, so I couldn't act charismatic when talking to the camera, and my scripts were cringe and everything. And so after I recorded the video and everything, I had to hide everything and make it look better in quality by editing. And so it took me a whole month to do that, because I never thought that the video was good enough. I added B-rolls, which is like the second footage over your face talking to the camera, and I had to adjust the volume on every single clip because I was so dumb that I didn't even test the mic and placed it so low that you barely can hear it. And I had to add transitions and sound effects and music just so I can make it a little bit better. And it ended up shit anyways, and wasted a whole month of my effort just because I didn't focus on the vital things when it comes to being a YouTuber, which is having like decent camera quality. You don't need like super good quality, but at least watchable quality, right? 480p quality. Most people would watch that. And a good mic. Go ask everyone that watches YouTube or any content. Having a good mic quality is like the most important thing when being a content creator. That's why podcasts exist, bro. And the third vital thing is to have somewhat of a good social skills. Now, having good social skills might not be that necessary when it comes to like gaming or some other niches of YouTube. But as an influencer, having social skills is like the most important skill to do your work. Like also you might act awkward on the camera in your first videos. But trust me, bro, if you had good social skills, you will act charismatic on the camera from day one. And you could check Logan Paul's first videos for an example. He's probably acting as charismatic as he is now. But editing and writing a description and adding tags, bro. Don't forget to add tags and make the video hook. It's somewhat unessential, right? As I said, if you had good social skills, good mic and good camera quality, you'll get in a flow state and you'll make a good video. This YouTuber like Pingwiz that I used to watch when I was a Jeffrey is a good example for this. He literally just pressed the record and talk for ages and upload the video. That's all he do. But I still watched him even though I was a Jeffrey. And so editing and making the hook, bro, isn't really necessary, right? And so what I've done is I focused on the 80% that will probably give me the 15% or the 10% of the results. And that's why the video ended up shit. Let me give you an example. Imagine that you're a photographer and you go take a picture of like a flower or something, but you never learned photography. Your camera is shit, bro. You're using a Nokia 703 or something. And the lighting is bad and the angle is shit and everything. So what you do is you take that picture and you spend 3 months editing it, and then it could look decent. But a decent photographer will take a decent picture from the first minute. He doesn't have to go edit it for 3 months so it could be watchable, so it could reach like watchable level of quality. He doesn't have to do that because he got these skills and he focused on the essential things like being a good photographer and lighting and angles so he can make that picture look good. He might edit it for like a couple of hours, but even if he didn't, it still looked better than the image that guy spent 3 months editing and using that random software that makes your video look 4K, bro. Shut up. There is another story that I experienced it like 2 days ago when I got this haircut. I used to go to a barbershop that kind of got this perfectionism in his work. So when I go there, a haircut takes me like 45 minutes. He like cuts your hair and everything. And then what he does, he go like hair by hair on your head and he adjusts them so they can look perfect. Now that's good and everything if you want to chat with him and spend 45 minutes of meditation and maybe listen to an audiobook. But sometimes I just want to get it done. I have to hit the gym in 20 minutes, bro. I can't just sit there for 40 minutes. So I started going to this barbershop that is somewhat close to me. And this barbershop is like 101 essentialism. He takes like the cutting machine, I forgot his name, and he goes round your head. And then he might do these things and the outline of your head. I don't know too much about hairstyles and everything. You get the point. So when I go there, I'm done in like 15 minutes. The third of the time that the other barbershop used to take just because he focused on the vital things, which is like using the machine and like doing the outlines of your hair as I just said, which will give you like the 80% of your haircut look. And trust me, he had the experience to go hair by hair and adjust it to the same level as the other hairs. But why would he do that? He has to do 2 times as much work and he's gonna get almost paid the same. And most of them wouldn't go there anymore because most of them are broke. I don't have the time to spend an hour in a barbershop. So you get the point, he focused on the vital things when it comes to like getting a haircut. And he's able to get 3 haircuts done at the time that that barbershop made like 1 haircut. But obviously you might like quality and everything, but they're getting paid the same, bro. So you get the point. And so after you heard these stories, you probably got an idea of the vital things that you should do in your project that will give you like the 80% of the results. So you're gonna put 10 times more attention on those vital things and improving them time by time. When you get to the 80% quality, then you could progress to the unessential things like editing your videos, adding b-rolls and images and text and subtitles. But you gotta focus first on the foundation, because if you can't do the 20% that will give you the 80%, your videos will still be shit. Like obviously you won't reach 80% quality from the first time. You gotta progress to that quality. Maybe you figured out the lighting that you should have in your videos so your camera doesn't look noisy. Maybe you figured out a new microphone besides using that shitty microphone that's breaking people's ears. Maybe you stole your mom's phone and you're just recording with it now, besides using your shitty phone that got 144p quality. So you get the point. You're gonna try to optimize for the vital things before moving to the unnecessary things. And now this is somewhat hard to do when you got the experience, right? I know how to over-edit this video and add music and b-rolls and sound effects, transitions everywhere. And so it's somewhat hard to like hold back your skills, right? Because now I think of it, being a good editor was like the vital thing when I was an anime YouTuber. But it changed. That's why I think that I focused on it when I started this channel. Now the 24 rule will help you like not use your experience on your video and over edit it, and don't forget to add the b-rolls and the video hook. Make the video hook, bro, and don't forget to add sound effects to it. The 24-hour challenge will help you there. And then I will just ask you, do you want to waste time, bro? Because if you're gonna focus on those unessential things when you don't even know how to talk to a camera, your videos will still be shit and your whole editing was a waste of time. Dude, if you have bad social skills and you're trying to be an influencer and then you spend 2 months editing, the hell are you doing? If you spend 2 months improving your social skills and borrowing a camera or a good mic, you will get a better video than you did editing it for 2 months or something. And as I said, you don't just want to go full on optimizing those vital things, because you will end up chasing more perfection and wasting more time. You gotta progressively do this. And this gets us to the third point, which I think is the most important one, which is to stop giving F's about your work. If you told me this phrase 5 months ago, I'll say, the hell are you saying? Of course I will give all my F's about my work. Of course I will care about every single thing that I say in the video. Of course I will use sound effects and images in my stories. Because, don't forget to arouse emotion, bro. Because when you arouse emotion, you could influence people better. Of course I want to make my video be high quality, so my dream viewer could watch it and sit through it. Because I've dedicated 100% to this. This is my purpose. This is what I'm dedicating almost my whole life to. And so of course I need to give a F about every single thing that's happening throughout the video. It's like I'm writing a book. Now this is a good thing. We should dedicate 100% our goals and purpose and care about every single thing that you do in your work. But you gotta progressively do this. And this is the biggest mistake that I've done. I already gave too much F's about my work when I was making anime memes. Of course I will. I've dedicated 100% to make an anime meme. I went on self-improvement and just worked on it. But I progressively did that, right? As you heard the story of like my top 10 anime tier list. But when I got to this channel, I cared about everything. I cared about the sound effects, the images, the b-rolls, the transitions. And don't forget to use the tool that you've read in the book, because it will help influence people, bro. And so I kinda went out of my purpose, right? That was a purposeful thing to do, to over-edit my video and add images and b-rolls. And so of course it would take me 2 months to make, because I gave too much F's that I should have gave to the vital things when I was starting. I gave too much F's about the unessential things, the 1%, but forgot about the mic quality and the camera quality, which is the most important thing as I just said. And this is probably caused by having too much knowledge and skills. And some of the education system, bro. The education system is like literally ruining every part of your life. So if you're going through a problem, you could just straight up blame it to the education system. And let me tell you another story as an example. We were told to make like a presentation for school, which is like Islamic studies, right? This is the one subject where it feels purposeful to do. I don't feel like I'm actually wasting time in that one subject because my teacher is an imam and he's like the only teacher that I respect from all my fat teachers. And he's basically doing the same thing. He's promoting self-improvement, bro. But it's like the more religious part of it. And I'm cool with it. I think I'm gonna turn to more of that style with this channel. I'll see how it goes. And so I wanted to make a good presentation, right? I wanted to level up my skill of public speaking and acting charismatic. And so I gave too much F's about it. I used tools from the book The Charisma Myth so I can look more charismatic in front of my friends. I kept learning every night about the topic. I actually put the phone next to me when I sleep. And it's a lecture about Prophet Muhammad, which I don't just want to learn for the presentation, so it's giving me a high ROI either ways and stories that I could even share with you, we can learn from. But you get the point. And before I did the presentations, I kept doing like visualizations, bro. Don't forget to do visualizations, bro. It's the most important thing to look charismatic. And I even done those cringy charisma poses, bro. I've done a charisma pose to look more charismatic so I can make a 10-minute presentation or something. Let me show you. This is like called the gorilla pose in the Charisma Myth book, which like helps and everything. You go like this, bro. You open your arms wide and you do this like a gorilla. Oh shit. And you go do this like a gorilla so you can get that confidence boost. I was doing that before I made my presentation. And what do you think happened? I didn't even act charismatic. I gone up there and stuttered. Literally stuttered my words. I felt pain in my chest when I got to do that presentation. It might not look like it, but when I got up there, my legs were shaking. Even though I'm just doing a normal presentation to my friends, and I'm pretty cool with the teacher. And so I ended up not acting charismatic, and not even saying 20% of what I wanted to say in that presentation. And so when I got to sit down after I've done that presentation, I've went to ask my teacher about this, because as I said, he's like an imam. He's like every day doing public speaking to like hundreds of people. So you can learn from that guy. And I told him, how do I get rid of this tight chest feeling that I didn't experience for the first time, by the way? So he said, researchers said that you'll get that feeling of tight chest and stuttering when you care a lot about the things that you're gonna say or do, aka give too much F's about them. And so he basically wanted to say that phrase, but he has the morals and the values that I should too. And so that kinda ticked for me. I gave too much F's about something that I shouldn't give too much F's about. And now here's the thing. When I got to do the second presentation, because of the second term or something, which weirdly enough was like 2 days ago, I didn't give too much F's about it. I have kind of scripted what I'm gonna say for like 30 minutes the night before. And I kept thinking about it a little throughout like the week. But I didn't go and do those visualizations, bro. Don't forget to do those visualizations before you get on stage. And those charisma poses, bro. Don't forget to do the charisma poses, because if you don't do the confidence poses, you won't even act confident on stage. So what do you think happened? I've done a better presentation because first, I give less F's about my friends because they will probably forget what I'm gonna say to them, and they have a shitty attention span and will probably grab their phone when I'm doing that presentation or something. And so I cared less if I'm acting charismatic or not. And second, I focused on the vital things. I just scripted that video and maybe have some brain power to talk. Those are the vital things. And I've already leveled up my social skills, so that gave me a better advantage. But here's the surprising point. We were doing like a group presentation. I wasn't like doing it alone. And there is this one girl in my group. She had like one point to mention about the whole topic that we're talking about. And when it got to her turn, she just got up and talked to the class. She didn't even script it or anything. She just thought of it in her mind and just talked to her friends about it. And the thing is, the point that she made stuck to me and to my friends. Literally, she influenced them better than I did from the whole script that I wrote in my phone. It was like more informative and everything. But you know for a fact that no one kept his attention on it. But when she mentioned that one point and kept like repeating it and everything, she probably stuck in most of our memories and ended up acting more charismatic than I did. And now I think of why that is. She didn't give Fs. She just had the thought of a point of her mind and she got up, told it to people, and go back to her place. She didn't even script or visualize, bro. Don't forget to visualize the good outcome of your presentation or you won't even make a good presentation, bro. Shut up. And you're gonna do the same thing as she did. You need to stop giving F's about your work. You don't have to make the hook, bro. You don't have to add music to your videos so you can arouse emotion in people and influence them better. You don't have to use every single technique and tool that you've seen in a book or something. You don't have to use all your skills on your first video or your first project. You gotta progressively do that. Just focus on the vital things and then you could edit your video. And then you could add images and text and sound effects and transitions. Trust me, if you do that from the first video, it's like trying to squat 100 kgs when you didn't even try to squat the bar. You probably half-ass your reps, won't hit failure, and screw up your lower back and end up not making any gains. That's the same thing when trying to perfect your first video. You're putting too much weight on the bar. You could ego lift it, but you can't handle it. It wouldn't give you the best results faster and more efficiently. Hamza mentioned this in his life about being a YouTuber, and he said that when making your first video, don't even do the cuts, bro. Just press the record and upload that damn video on the YouTube studio. Maybe add a title and don't even make a thumbnail, bro. Just have your face on the thumbnail and that's it. Now that's a decent advice, right? That's like giving 0 F. It's like squatting your body weight. And that's what you should be doing on your first video. You should get used to your body weight first and then add the weights progressively on top of it. But what if you're already giving too much F's about your work, like I was doing? Simple. It's like squatting 100 kilograms, but you can't handle those 100 kilograms. You're bitching your reps and your lower back is screaming. And you're not even hitting failure, which is like the main reason you're in the gym. So you don't keep prepping out the 100 kilograms like a dumbass and break your back. You go reduce the weight and rep out a lighter weight that you could handle. And this is the same thing here. Literally give less F's about your work. And this is what I'm doing. You could look back at my last videos. I used to hyper edit every single video and add B-rolls and sound effects and images and transitions every 2 seconds of the video, but I couldn't handle it. I hated making those videos, and even worse, they ended up being shit anyways because I was not even used to squatting my body weight. Think of it, I couldn't talk to the camera. I literally had an insecurity because I was over editing my videos. I thought I couldn't just talk to the camera normally, press the record button, talk to the camera, press the record button and post the video. I thought I would never be able to do that or go for YouTube live because I didn't level up the skill and relied on editing to look charismatic, even though I showed my face for like 2 seconds and then showed you another image so I can get a better retention. And so it's like squatting 100 kilograms where you don't even have a good form when doing a normal body weight squat. And so what I'm doing now, I'm not hyper editing my videos anymore. I'm not gonna show you B-roll every single second of the video just to get a better retention. I might show you some B-rolls here and there, essentially to give you more value, not to just get your attention and everything. And since I've started doing that in these 2 last videos, I'm actually enjoying making that video. I don't have to stress out every time I click render on my editing program and remember that I have to go check the edits again and fix the transitions that are probably misframed and everything. Dude, just talking about this is draining me. It's like I'm squatting in proper technique now. I feel I could handle this weight. I could make the bulky intro easily. Could give you some book suggestions that pops up on the screen easily. Now I'm focusing more on the vital things to help improve my videos, like not rotating the camera every 2 seconds so I don't have to keep adjusting it in the editing program so it could be lined up for every single clip. But I still have done that because I have to get up and everything, so probably have to adjust it. And then I might hire my team and everything, which will literally squat the bar with me and help me give more F's about my work. So you get the thing. You should progressively do this, like you're doing in the gym. So to conclude, if you're giving too much F's that you can't handle, give less F's. And if you're just starting, give no F's and progress to giving some F's by time. Literally the same that you do in the gym. And upload as much as possible, especially in your first videos. And finish as much projects as you can as fast as possible. Literally set the 24-hour rules 7 times for your first week, where you're gonna focus on your work. And finish those 7 projects. Cause you will suck anyways, and no one will see them. And when making those first projects, focus on improving the vital things that will get you to the 80% of the results that you want in your video. Let me end it with a visualization, bro. Just close your eyes and imagine yourself finishing the project that you wanted to finish tomorrow. Imagine the feeling that you will get after finishing that project. And same thing if you're gonna start your new project. Just visualize yourself finishing that one video, that one hard thing that you kept obsessing about. And after that one project, you do the second one, and the third one, and the fourth one, and the fifth one, in the same week. And you're just constantly improving. It's insane the progress that you made from the first to the 5th video. And now you get to your 100th project. And it's actually so good that people can't ignore it anymore. And you finally achieved your goal. That's exactly what's gonna happen. And I hope this video helped you, bro. And if you want me to personally help you in your self-improvement journey and give you more of my experience after 1 year of self-improvement and save you a lot of time in your journey, good news for you. I've started self-improvement coaching, and you could book a 30-minute call with me for just $5. Well, it's not really $5, you have to pay $2 extra for the Fiverr thing because I'm using their shitty website, I guess. Anyways, the Fiverr link is in the description, and as always, there's no time when you're ready to take action.